Hello, everyone. My name is LJ. I am the founder of Sixth Sense, and this channel is going to be built around my awakening process, how I came to be at this point in my life, and I'll just be telling different stories of my journey of this process. Now that I'm on the other side of it, as the title says, now that I'm a few years out. I can clearly see that the narcissist was part of my journey, like on purpose, to teach me, to help me learn things, to learn something, and that lesson was to know that narcissists exist because I didn't know that until I met this particular narcissist. Excuse me. Um, so from 2017 to 2023, I was with a what I would call a malignant narcissist. And a malignant narcissist is a really bad person. She was physically violent, mentally abusive, uh, serial cheater. Um, and, you know, where I'm at now, I understand the phases of a narcissist, right? You get they act like they can see you, and then they love what you love, and blah blah blah, until I gained feelings for her, and then that's when they started to change. That's when she changed. Anyway, just before I met her, about a year before, I had asked God. I said, God, why do I keep meeting women and getting into relationships with women that when we break up, they literally want to destroy me for some odd reason. Not just normal breakups, just want to destroy my career, my livelihood, where I can't make any money, go to the law and make up stuff. And, I was just like, why? Why does that keep happening? All right. And as soon as I asked God that question, and I'm only telling you the journey because I know the journey now. Okay. Introduced 1 year later, I was introduced to the narcissist. Okay. When I first met her, she acted like she could see me as an empath. She was into everything I was into, blah, blah, blah. This is what they do, suck you in, right? While in this relationship, it was so unexplainable. I call it the narcissistic fog. The torture within a narcissistic relationship is absolutely horrible, right? Now, I didn't know these type of people existed. So it had me experience this personally because this is something you have to feel to explain, and anybody that is in a relationship with a narcissist or has been in a relationship with a narcissist, it's a language that's pretty much the same. Okay, it cannot be faked. It just can't. But anyway, uh I was in it so bad that I had to ask God to get me out because I was like, God, I don't know what's going on. I need your help. Can you get me out of this, whatever it is? And that's exactly what he did. Right. And that was in 2023 when I left the narcissist. Now that it's been it's been 3 years now, pretty much it'll be this summer, will be exactly 3 years. I can look at it now as part of my journey, a blessing with my journey. And this is why. I didn't know narcissistic people existed before her. Today, I know narcissistic people. She's just one of them. They come in all shapes and sizes, brothers, sisters, mothers, cousins, relationships. They're everywhere. But now that I know their traits, and this is what I've also been given the gift by God, I say this is exactly from God. I now know the traits of a narcissist. Narcissists, in my opinion, narcissists do not know they're narcissists. This is and for the only way for a narcissist to know they're a narcissist would take self-reflection, self-accountability, which those things do not exist in a narcissist. They will never ever take accountability for anything. That's how I know a true narcissist today. They don't take accountability for anything. till their last breath. Well, this is since they don't know they're a narcissist, they don't understand that. I can clearly see that they do not know. If they don't know they're a narcissist, they also do not know the things that they do are not normal things. These are narcissist things. Like when they do the bad things they do, they believe it's normal. Do you understand? And that is their weakness. I can clearly see. So when they do something like, say, like you're in a relationship with a narcissist that hits you. Anybody that puts your hands on you, they're clearly a narcissist right off the bat, clearly, right? And then once they hit you, they say, "Well, you made me do it," or "You know how you get me," or something to the point to where you made them do it. They don't know. Listen closely. They don't know that that's not normal. They don't know that you're not supposed to hit people because they hit people. This is why I can see them. Narcissists are natural liars. And since they don't know that they're narcissists, they lie all the time, but they don't know lies don't make sense. So when you're in a relationship with a narcissist or somebody lies to you and they tell you, well, they tell you something, this is the dead giveaway. And this is narcissists are natural liars. Lies never make sense. So when somebody comes to you and tells you a reason why something happened or the cause of something, and you think to yourself, that doesn't make sense. The reason why it doesn't make sense is because it's a lie. The truth always makes sense. The truth just flows. You rarely question the truth because everything that is said, it makes sense. But then you come across narcissists who lie all the time, which is their weakness. I want you guys to understand this is a gift now, because narcissists don't know I can see them. Narcissists they do the negative things they do, lie to the police, hit you, uh, just try to make your life miserable instead of just parting ways. Those are narcissistic people. They do that, and you, for a person that doesn't lie, you're like, why are they doing this? This is how I felt inside the narcissistic relationship. Why is she doing this to me? Because that's what they do. The reason why people like me that do not lie, that's why I was in the relationship so long, because I'm questioning, why is this person doing this? She's claiming to love me, but because that's their version of love. Their weakness is this: they don't know that they do that. They don't know lies never make sense, and it doesn't matter. This is the superpower with all of this for me. They're everywhere. Narcissists are everywhere. They can be anybody. They can be your own adult children. They could be your children. They could be your cousin, brother, sister. This is all I have to do, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? All I had to do, because I found out my sister of 50 something years never had a fight in our lives, that she's a narcissist. But now that I'm out of it, I can clearly see she was, because all I had to do was just watch the way she lived her life. That's all I had to do, was just watch how she lived her life and just separate myself from her. I could have just separated myself, but I had to find out the hard way that everything I was seeing she was doing throughout her life, she pointed it to me and did it to me. But I could have prevented that if I would have just removed the sister blood that were connected by the same mom and dad. You have to remove that. I had to remove that. If I just removed that out of the way, I could have clearly seen the narcissist who she was and immediately removed her. Now, when I go through, here's another gift that I've learned from being in a narcissistic relationship, right? Jealousy. Now, I was in a relationship with this woman for 6 years, and I could always feel that she was jealous of me, which also didn't make any sense to me, because I was thinking, hey, we're together. Why are you jealous of me? Because that's what narcissists do. They're jealous of everybody. They're jealous. They're, excuse me, envious. Let's make the right words, because we're talking about just me and her. She was envious of me. And I never understood why are you envious of me? I'm with you. I love you because that's who they are. And as a person that has never been jealous or envious of anybody, never in my life, naturally, never understood it. Why be jealous of another person when I can do it, whatever they're doing? It doesn't matter to me. I could feel it throughout my life, just around some friends and family. I used to feel this jealousy, envy from people. I could just tell by the way they look, talk to me, and I just never understood why are they doing that to me? Because that's who they are, narcissists. And the reason, and this is what I've learned, thank to God, the reason why I could feel that energy, because I want you guys to understand, narcissists don't know they narcissists, so they radiate jealous energy. They radiate envious energy. They don't know that they're doing it. Listen closely. I clearly understand that they do not know they are radiating that energy. By me never being envious or jealous of anybody, that means I'm picking it up. I pick up they don't know that they're radiating their energy because that's what they've been doing all of their lives. So they don't know that they're doing it. That's the gift that I have today that I gained from having a narcissist as part of my journey. Now, don't get me wrong. If God would have told me what I had to go through to gain this knowledge, I would have told him no. No, thank you, God. No, thank you. I have to do what? I have to I have to allow her to do what? I have to allow her to do this and that. No, thank you. God couldn't tell me the answer to my question before I met her. He couldn't tell me that. He had to show me that. He was preparing me for who I am today. Now that I'm on the other side of the narcissistic relationship, I thank God for it. It's a blessing because now they don't know that I can see them now. I can see them, I can hear them. Remember, lies never make sense. So if you're in a relationship with somebody and they're apologizing for fooling around on you or something or whatever, and you don't feel it as they're saying, you know why you don't feel it? Because they're lying. The truth can be felt. This is fact to me. The truth can be felt. So when somebody's apologizing to you truthfully, you can feel it. If you don't feel it, it's because it's a lie. Period. Now that I can identify narcissists by what they, as soon as they talk or their mannerisms or whatever, now that I can see them, you know what I do? I make sure they know I can see them by looking at them in the eyes. When I speak to people, listen closely. When I speak to people, I look them in the eyes. I don't look away. I don't turn around and be my attention taken away from a sound or a buzzing on my phone or somebody talking. I look them in the eyes. Narcissists don't like that. Narcissists don't like you looking them in the eyes. They don't like that. That makes them uncomfortable. Those are red flags for me. When I'm talking to somebody and they're looking around and not really paying, that's a red flag. Okay, I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's something. And you know what's funny? I've always naturally been like that. Just when I talk to people, I just look them in the eyes. But now I understand why some people do not do that. God had to prepare me for the gift of being able to see and know narcissists. Because my sister and I, we're 3 years apart. I'm 56. She's younger. Have never had a fight in our entire lives, ever. Nothing. Never. Brought in brought in money to the equation, and then she showed me what I had seen all my life, and she showed it to me. But had I not been prepared by the first narcissist, because my sister was after that, the relationship. If I had not been prepared by the first narcissist, I wouldn't have been able to identify my sister as a narcissist in a timely fashion. I would have been stuck on, oh my God, I can't believe my sister's doing this to me. Why is she doing it as she's doing it? Because as an empath and awakened person, we I got stuck in this part, like, why is this relative doing this to me? We've never had a fight. Why should That's what narcissists do. I was questioning myself as they were doing it to me. Now it's a 100% gift. So if you're in it right now, if you're in one right now, let me tell you, if 99% you have a narcissist in your life, if you're in a relationship right now, okay? If they ever physically fooled around you, they're a narcissist. If they ever put their hands on you, that's a narcissist. In this world, we have millions of perspectives of how a relationship should go. Millions, because everybody has their own. If you happen to be in a relationship that the person physically abuses you, that is a perspective of a relationship that you are currently in. And if you're in it and you don't understand why this other person is physically abusing you, and you're like, "Hey, I love you. Why are you doing it?" That means, you know what that means? That means you are in the wrong perspective. Because in my perspective, that doesn't exist. There's no raising of the voices. There is no disrespecting one another. There most definitely is no touching of one another. There's respectful boundaries. Everybody's respected. That's the perspective in which I live. If they're using, if say like you have kids together, right? And they are using their kids against you to hurt you, that means they're a narcissist. Do you understand? Narcissists don't care about anybody, not even their own children. That's why they do that. And if you're the other parent, like, oh my God, I can't believe they're using the kids against me, and they're saying lies and everything. That's what narcissists do. They don't care about anything. And that's their weakness, right? If you're in a relationship, say like you're in a relationship with a person and the other parent uses the kids against you, lies to the kids and stuff like that, you need to take a step back and accept who they are, accept that parent is that way. Then you have to bring every single thing of communication, because it's about energy transfer. Narcissists, they want this good energy. They want it because they don't have any of it of their own, so they try to take it from others. You have to minimize contact because it's energy. Everything becomes down to the bare minimum until the kids become of age, and then you can depart from them forever. I'm saying this because that's what I had to do. Narcissists are bad, bad people. They're not scary people. Once, like, I can see them now, so they don't scare me. As long as I don't get in a relationship with one, as long as I don't legally tie myself to one with a business or some kind of legal documentation tied to a phone bill together, nothing. As long as you don't have anything tied to them at all, as long as you don't have anything tied to them at all, they're not really scary or bad people. They'll just be bad because where the narcissists live, and this is their weakness. This is what I can see. Where they live is a perspective. This In that perspective, fooling around, physical abuse to the people you say you love, treating them bad, ripping them off, stealing money. That's a perspective in which they live. Now, if you keep a relationship now remember, if you're one of the person that don't do that, you're wondering why this person's doing that to you, is because you are in the wrong perspective. And if you keep yourself tied to that person, you can never come out of that perspective and come into the perspective in which nobody does anything like that to other people. None of that happens. But as long as you stay tied to that person, that person anchors you to their perspective of the world. They're hanging on to you because they know if you ever cut ties, you're going to do better. Life is going to be better. They already know it. Narcissists know they're nothing. They're really scared children. They're scared babies with no personality of their own. begging for, and if they can get a pure empath energy, that's the goal right there. That's the goal. That's the goal. But now I make sure they can see me. Do you guys understand? I don't say any words. This is what it is, okay? Because I can see them. I don't say any words. I just look them directly in the eyes when I'm speaking to them. Or if they're talking and they're talking, say like they're in a crowd trying to be number one or something or whatever, right? I just stare at them. Pretty soon they're going to focus in on me and say, "Hey, man, how come this guy's not believing all the stuff that I'm saying? And I got the car and the house and the job and I work here and I make this much money. How come he is not impressed with none of them?" Then they focus in on me and wonder why, but they're never going to know why because they don't know I can see them. Because narcissists don't know they're narcissists. That takes self-reflection, self-accountability, which they have none. Here, let me give you another perspective so you can understand this. If you're in a relationship with a narcissist, and when I say a narcissist, a partner that has fooled around on you. Let me tell you and you accepted this person. I'm not calling you bad. I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong. I'm just showing you something. And say like you have kids with this person. This person is so selfish, knowing that there's something out in the world that can take you away from Earth, a sexually transmitted something. I don't even want to get in detail. Everybody knows it exists. Everybody understands that exists. They're so selfish that they go out and do that, fool around on you, don't even tell you. Come back home, have sex with you. You guys got children, knowing that there's something that can take you, mommy and daddy, away from the children. Do you understand? That's the perspective in which you must live, and you must look at it that way because that's how it is. Completely selfish. Don't care about that means you don't care about the children, if you be here for them, nothing. That's what that means. The perspective in which I live now with this superpower, I call it a superpower because it is. I have no negative people in my life. I definitely don't have any narcissists in my life. Definitely not. And that includes family, friends. It doesn't matter who it is. God had to build me for this armor that I have right now. God had to build me. Do you understand? First, he had to show me that narcissistic people exist. I didn't know there were people that say they love you at the same time while they're hitting on you and scratching on you and fooling around and calling your names behind your back and all this other stuff. I didn't know those people existed. I didn't know there was such thing as family members that tell you they love you and behind your back they're doing and saying things behind your back. You have to be built for that. Today, it doesn't matter who it is. I don't care. Just like the movie, the Matrix, 1999, The Matrix. Agent Smith can go through anybody, be anybody. That's just the same way as narcissists. Narcissists can be anybody. I'm not. I'm not upset at the narcissist I was with. She was part of my journey. Even if I saw her again today, I wouldn't really care. I'd be like, I'm just glad I'm not with her. That's all. Not a big deal to me. Because now today, she was the one that just introduced me to the millions that exist. They're everywhere. So if you're a person that has went through a narcissistic relationship, and I'm not judging you where you're supposed to be or where you're not supposed to be. All I can just give you a suggestion. Just kind of rush through it. Look for the things you learned inside of the relationship. Don't call yourself stupid. I shouldn't have did this. I should have left sooner and all this stuff. Get over all that stuff. Take a step back, see, and start thinking about the things that you've learned from being in a relationship and realize it's not just the person you was with. Narcissists are everywhere. If a person hits you in a relationship and then try to give you an excuse of why they did it, that's a narcissist. Do you understand? The perspective in which I live today, hitting another person is not allowed. That's not even allowed for the law. Do you understand? But in my perspective, I don't need the law to tell me not to hit another person because I already know not to do that. Any relationship I've been in, no woman has ever made me mad enough that to where I wanted to punch her in her face. That just doesn't come to my brain. Slap her across the face, kick her, whatever, make her do something that just doesn't even come to my brain. That is a perspective in which I live. There are other people just like me that think the exact same way. You can sit down, have normal conversations. If you disagree with something, you can sit down and talk about it. No judgment of another person. That's a perspective in which you can live. How can you live that way? Find yourself first. Once you find yourself and you like the way you live, don't accept anybody in your life that doesn't live that way. That's all. Just don't accept it. Just don't accept it. Let me say what's up for a few people that came up in here. What's up, Omanique? QQ, say six. I'm working, but listening in on you. I pray all has been well. It's been very good for me. Very good. I'm not sure if it did a notification. I'm not sure. I didn't really announce it. Hey brother, been a minute. Hope you're doing well. I am. Narcissists are soulless demons. They give to get. They don't have respect for you and never will. I had to go straight to Jesus to get free. Me too. I had to ask God. I just want to say hi. If you're dealing with this, stop trying to deal with it and with it like they are you. Okay. They do not think like we do. Yep, they do not. They do not have real empathy at all. Now, being with such a person again was very, God knew I had to be built for this. God had to pull me out because I didn't know. It took every bit of my energy to escape. My body was being affected. My mind was most definitely being affected. It was just, it was a lesson, a good one though, a good one. Now I can see them, I can hear them. Uh, it's beautiful to be able to know that as I hear one talking or see one talking, right? I don't say anything. Listen, if they're not directly affecting me or doing something to me, just because I see them doesn't mean I'm going to say anything because they have nothing to do with me. But if they, if I become the focus of their attention, which I probably will be because I won't be acting the same way the people around them will be acting. If they come directly to me, then they're going to know that I know they're a narcissist. I'm not going to say, hey, you're a narcissist, because I don't know if any of you done that, called a narcissist. They're just going to turn around and call you one. They don't know what that is. I am crystal clear that narcissists do not know they are narcissists. They don't know, which is, again, which is a weakness. They think the things that they do, here's the weakness, they think the things that they do are normal. Usually the things they do will shock you. When you're not like them, they will shock you. You'll be like, I can't believe somebody did that. I can't believe somebody said that. And then you got to take a step back and you got to really, this is how you got to think about it. The person that did or said that obviously don't know that you're not supposed to do that because they did it. Do you guys understand? See the way I said that? The person that did or said that obviously don't know that they're not supposed to do or say that. because they did it. I know if I'm in a relationship, I know that I'm not supposed to fool around on my partner. Okay. My partner would not have to tell me that. But if you're in a relationship with a person and they fool around on you, listen to the way I say this, okay? That person obviously does not know that they're not supposed to do that because they did it. Now you can either fight yourself and say, "Oh my God, they're grown. They're how could they not supposed to do that?" You can do that. Or you can take a step back and say, "They did it. Obviously, they don't know you're not supposed to do that," and you leave them. It doesn't matter what they say, the reason why, what happened. That's nothing. You just leave them. If they start giving you excuses as to why they're doing it, that's even more of a reason to leave them. You understand? Because there is no reason. I'm gonna say that again. If they start giving you a reason as to why they hit you, why they fooled around on you, is more of a reason to leave them because there are no reasons. They don't exist. If you're in a relationship and somebody disrespects you with words, they don't know that they're not supposed to disrespect their partner with words because they're doing it. Do you understand? So you have a choice to make. Do you stay with the person that doesn't understand that, or do you try to work it through or something, whatever? And that counts on it, and it really counts on what age you're at. Say like you're in your 50s, like me, and a person is talking like that. That means they really don't know. And they haven't known for a long time. Are you gonna be that person that's gonna change their mind? Probably not. Take if you've been in a relationship with a narcissist, even if you're in one right now, if you the ones that escaped, I don't care if they left you, it's still a blessing. Okay, find the things that you learned in there and use it against them. Now you know you are a person that felt the pain of a narcissist. This cannot be faked. You'll know if anybody's lying, pretending that they were in a narcissistic relationship, because you'll know, because narcissists they damn near all do the same thing. They have a baseline. You take that and harness the power of sight. You can see them, but they don't know that you can see them because they don't know they're narcissists. The only way they're going to know is the way you look at them, probably the way you respond to whatever they say. They're going to know then. They're going to know. Then they're probably going to focus in on you. But that's okay. That's okay. I wouldn't care because in my mind, once identified, that's it. It doesn't mean nothing. Nothing means anything after that. I don't care what the narcissist says about me, what they make up, and it counts on the situation. It doesn't matter. Once they're identified, that's it. I don't care if it's my own children. If I keep a narcissist in my life that keeps me tied, they are the person that keeps me tied to their perspective of the world, which I refuse to allow. It is absolutely beautiful. Do you understand? But I had to go through it to be given such a gift. It's no different than the Matrix movie. It's just like that. Like now, like when narcissists try to come at me, it's like the bullets in the Matrix where he's dodging all the bullets like that. I already see him coming. None of them are going to hit me because I know who they're coming from. I know who's shooting the gun. I already know that they keep it on them, shoot insults and just stuff that they do. I'm already ready for it. Already, I already know you got. I already know you have it on you. It's a gift, people. It's a beautiful gift. What's up, Stephen? I see you down there. I love it. I've been trying to figure out how to speak to you guys about it or tell my journey, and God was just like, just be it. Tell it how it is, and this how it is. Because the S&D family has been following me. They know. They know. They know what I've been through. They were like, "Damn, Mel, you played that off well." I did. I played it off. I consider that my cocoon because that's exactly what it feels like to be able to see narcissists. But like I keep saying, I had to be prepared for this. This this vision had to come slowly. It couldn't hit me all at once because if it hit me all at once, I would be able to see all the narcissists at one time, and that would have been too much. It has to come slow because I don't think my mind would have been able to handle it if they would have all been identified at one time. That would have been not good for me. It counts on. That's why I 100% know everybody's journey is definitely different because everybody has their own. Uh, first I had to deal with the people outside of me, all the narcissist people, and then once they this is how God did it. He removed all the people outside of my life, and then it got down to me, and then I deal with the things in my personal life, just me, right? Nobody else, because the energy that I gained from cutting all the other people, cutting just negative people out of my life, I got that energy back because I wasn't wasting it on those people. Then I used all that energy to deal with the stuff I had to deal with personally, with just me. That's because everything is energy. Everything's energy. Once I took care of everything within myself, realized God is everything, I'm like, oh, that's why I had to go through that relationship with the narcissist to know who they are. That's why I had to stop doing just a lot of things. And I'll just keep telling these stories as they go, but I just want to focus on this narcissist part. I had to be prepared to be who I am today, talking to you guys on the mic about this today, right now, because I know most people hear me talk about narcissists, and if you've never experienced one, you're probably going to go Google it or go on YouTube and hear a person talk about what a narcissist is, and then you're going to hear the clinical version and da 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 da. There's a difference in being in a relationship with one. That's how I know they exist. When you're being in a relationship with one, that is if I can put it this way, if I can teach people to how to identify them, and if you've never been in a relationship with one, let's put it this way. If you've never been in a relationship with one, if I could help people identify them, identify their traits, and not have to learn that way, that's my goal. But even with that, Say like you were following a channel and then you said, okay, now I can easily identify a narcissist. When you see this narcissist happens to be your sister or your brother or your uncle or your mom or your dad, this is going to be the test for you. Are you going to be able to cut them off, distance them, tell them to their face? I don't know. But because remember, narcissists keep you tied to their perspective. That's the purpose. That's what they want to do, and drain your energy within their perspective. That's going to be the test for you. Can you do that? Can you cut your mom off if she's a narcissist? What about your dad, your brother, sister? Can you do that? And if you dare, all you have to do is look how they just watch how this relative lives their life today. Watch how they treat other people. Do they lie and cheat on their spouse? Do they clearly lie to them all the time? Do they do things behind their back and stuff like this? Just anything lying? That means they're a narcissist. You're not special. You think they lie and do these things to other people and just not to you because you're a relative? You're tied to, that means you're tied to their perspective. Don't wait. Don't wait till they do it to you. You can remedy that problem right now as we speak before they try to turn it onto you, because that's what they'll do. It happened to me. You have to. You can't care about what anybody thinks. You can't really tell anybody because you gotta. This is what I understand now, okay? Because I used to do this all the time. If I'm having problems in my relationship, I'm calling up one of my buddies. This is back in my 20s and 30s where I was doing the fooling around and doing all this other stupid nonsense, right? And then if while I'm in a relationship, then call up one of my friends and be like, "Hey man, can I talk to you about, man, what's going on?" And that same friend, the only reason why we're friends because we do the same thing. That's why we're friends. People that don't fool around on their partner don't hang around people that do fool around on their partners. Okay, I can promise you that. Now here I am asking for relationship advice from somebody that lives in the same perspective as me. This is why we're friends, because we do the same things. We lived in the same perspectives. I forgot where I was going with that, but and what's so crazy, when I think back, well, let me tell you exactly what it is, okay? Compared, this is call this version of myself the higher version of myself, okay? I remember back in my 20s when I did that, when I used to fool around on my girlfriends or whatever, right? When I would get ready to do it, there was always a tiny voice in my mind saying, "You shouldn't do that. That's wrong. That's why you have to lie, because you're not supposed to be doing what you're doing." There was always a tiny voice. Who that tiny voice was? It was me. It was the man who I am today talking to myself back then. Because that's how do I know that's the voice? Because that's what I would tell myself. If I could go back into my 20s, I would tell myself that. Hey, don't do that. If you wanna have sex with multiple women, why don't you just not have a girlfriend? Make sure you tell every single woman that you're single, you're gonna stay single, you're not getting in a relationship, no matter if you have sex or anything. That's all you have to do. Just tell the truth. And if a woman says that's cool, everybody knows nobody's lying to anybody. You don't have to hurt anybody, don't no hurt involved, nothing. That voice was me, who I am today. So if you're a person out there right now, say like back to the narcissist, if you are in a relationship with a narcissist right now, and this narcissist is treating you like shit, I guarantee you there's a small, tiny voice saying, "You shouldn't accept this. That's wrong. I know he or she keeps saying they love you, but that's not love. Physical abuse is not love. That's you." That little voice is the person that is who you are. If you escape, get out of this relationship. That's that person. That person that's whispering to you is the higher version of you. That was the higher version of me. How do I know this? Because of who I am today. If I was able to go back as who I am now into my 20s and talk to me in my 20s, that's exactly what I would have said to myself. The little voice was saying to me back then. The majority of people have this little voice, and this is how I want you to look at it. Okay, I'm gonna tell you from a different perspective. All right, say like you were a person who's in a relationship and you're on your way to see the person that you're fooling around with, right? I guarantee you there's a small, tiny voice that's in your mind saying you shouldn't do this. You're married, you're in a relationship, you have children, you shouldn't really risk it, blah, blah. That's the little voice. That's you. That's the higher version of yourself talking to you. If you still go, now listen closely. If you hear that voice, right, and you're still driving and going to see the other person, and then you finally get there and you meet the other person, the voice you are hearing obviously is not the voice of you today, of right now. That's obviously that's not you. That voice you're hearing obviously is not you because you're not listening to it. If you go and do the thing that you're not supposed to do and there was a little voice telling you not to, obviously that little voice that was telling you not to was not you. You didn't listen to it. It's not who you are today because you didn't listen to it. Even if, listen, even if you're a person that's never, never been, you're in a relationship, but you never fooled around on your partner or whatever, right? Even those people probably get a voice. Oh man, you should, man, look at, because you're not blind. Oh wow, look at that, man. Maybe you should get, you know. But when you're conscious, you just say, you hear that voice, you just say no. You just say no to that voice because that's the different version of me that I'm not going to be. You understand? The negative voice. This is what I've learned. The negative voice and the positive voice must be because that's how we're allowed to use the gift that God gave us all, the gift of choice. That's why we're here. We get to choose bad or good. We can just choose it. So when I hear that voice, which is very small, it's like the yin yang symbols now, right? Like if you think about the yin yang symbol, you know, the black one side, yin with the small white dot, and then on the other side, white with the small black dot. When I was born, I was the small white dot surrounded by the black and the yin side. But I didn't know that. Okay. When I'm born, I didn't know that. Today, I'm on the other side. I'm the white, the yang surrounding the small dot of dark, the yin. But this time we both know each other. We're both aware of each other now. You understand? I know it's a necessary, which allows me to have choice. What would it be like if God gave us all the gift of choice and then you go to make a bad choice and God just steps in and stops you? That would negate the gift immediately. Oh yeah, freedom of choice. Oh yeah, but you can't do that. That means it's not freedom of choice. Doesn't it feel good? That feels good too, doesn't it, Dominique? I don't care about what anybody thinks about cutoffs. I don't care. I don't care how anybody feels about it. I am clearly, check this out, Dominique. I am clearly fully aware that my time here on earth is limited. I'm aware of that. Anybody with negative energy, negative anything, takes away that energy, some of that energy for me, keeps me locked to their perspective of the world. No, thank you. That's not happening. Not happening. I don't care what anybody thinks. You're right. Once I walk away, it counts on the situation. Once I walk away from, if it's a friend, you're not going to see me anymore. We're not going to talk, nothing. Doesn't, because I don't know. This is the wonderful thing. I don't know what perspective people are in. I am clearly aware of that. Knowing, fully aware that there are millions of perspectives in this world. The only perspective I know is the one I'm in. If I'm with somebody and they have negative something and they're doing bad things, they're showing me what perspective they are in. No, thank you. By being associated with that person would tie me to their perspective. I don't allow that. Being able to identify narcissists is so. If you catch this video now, catch it later. It's so empowering. It is so empowering to be able to identify them, and they don't even know it. They don't know lying is not normal. They don't know hitting is not normal. They don't know cussing you out, disrespecting you, stealing your money. They don't know that it's not normal because they do it. Do you guys understand? That's their weakness. The only reason why most people accept their behavior, a narcissist behavior, because somehow you're tied to them emotionally. You might have been in a relationship, kids, they might be your brother, your sister, your mommy. You better cut them ties, cut them. How can my mom be like this way to me? How can my dad? But doesn't matter. Long as if you understand that they're doing something you don't like, they need to be removed. Removed. If anybody calls me trying to, because narcissists like to get, if they can't get a hold of you, they trying to get their energy to you, so they start going through other people. I tell anybody, hey, if you call and talk to me and try to ask me something about a narcissist person that's no longer in my life, I'm going to cut you off too. Don't do that. It's about, with a narcissist, it's about energy transfer. Okay. It doesn't matter. Like, if if you say, like, you hung up on a narcissist and you're not taking their calls, but you're still reading their text messages, even if you're not responding, the energy transfer is made because this is what I want you to do. When they're texting you, right? You say, like, you say, I'm not answering the phone anymore, but then they're texting you because that's what they do, because they know you're going to read it. If you feel your body as you read that message, okay, pay attention to me. Feel your body as you read this text message. Your body is responding to the energy transfer that you just allowed by reading the text message. That's why your body's responding like that. If you didn't read the text message, your body couldn't respond like that because it doesn't exist. Do you understand? If they're texting, your body might respond because they're texting, but that's about it. Once you read what they're saying in there, then the energy transfer is there. Even if you don't respond to them, the job is done. You can't read anything they say. You can't respond to anything. No energy transfer because they're energy vampires. They need uh, good energy to survive. That's what they need. And if you are an unaware empath like I was, you are prime bait for them because they will make you believe that they can see you. That's how the narcs did. That's how the ex narc did me. She made me believe that she could see me. And then once I tied my emotions to her, that was it. That's when things start going downhill because I was tied in. Anything before that, I would have just walked away. They can't have that. They know that. They know if you are in a position that you could just walk away if they act up, like if they act up and do something or say something, you can say, okay, bye, and just hang up the phone. There's nothing tied together. They know that's a possibility. They will be on their best P's and Q's until oh baby, I love you. Yeah, I'll co-sign a card for you. That's where they have you. Now they got you tied with something. Don't do it. All right, it's been about an hour. I'm not gonna stay on no longer than that. I'm gonna share this video. I think I'm gonna share it on SMD as well. Thanks for jumping in on Monique and anybody else that may still be here. But yeah, I'm enjoying this part. I'm enjoying this side of things. I'm gonna do more of this. And what I'm doing is just talk about being me and just talking about my journey, how I got here, and how it just keeps getting better. All right, you guys have a good evening. Oh, hold up. One more question from Stephen. Random question. Do you have grandkids, LJ? I do not. I do not have grandchildren. You know, let me tell you something real quick, Stephen. Why before you brought that up real quick. Um, when I met the narcissist, she had a young son, and this boy, he was a young boy, and he was around. I think he was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think he was 4. He was about 3.5, going on 4, right? And that's that age where everything, their world is your house, okay, and the parents are everything. All right. Now, when I met her, I still had a bad taste in my mouth of how my children raising experience was just not good. I was always in court I had to go to court a lot to remain in my children's lives. Okay. So I had a bad taste in my mouth for a long time, right? And also, besides God, there was a few reasons God pointed me to this relationship, because there was a lot of good things that came out of this relationship besides just this understanding of this language. That when I met him, we had an instant connection, if that makes sense to people, right? We had an energy connection, which 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 turned that got that bad taste out of my mouth, because it made me realize, first of all, I was just too young to have children. The life I was living, I wasn't really, just doing things the way I was supposed to be doing. And at this time in my life, I'm older, I have way more knowledge, and then I come across him, and then we had a connection to where, and I was so excited to be able to share the knowledge that I had as an older man to this young boy. Way different than when I was in my 20s having children. I didn't have any knowledge for myself, yet alone to share with some children. Way too young. But at this age, I was I basically fell in love with him. I really did. We connected really well. He was always a respectful, good kid, and he felt the same way about me. So it broke that. It got that bad taste out of my mouth. Made me realize, my child raising experience. It wasn't. I mean, a lot of it was the mom's fault, but it was my fault too. It wasn't 100% theirs. It was just a mixture of just not supposed to be having kids when you're not ready. That's all that is, right? And it made once I realized that, it got that taste out of my mouth, and that was another great purpose of that narcissistic relationship. It got that out of my mind. So, but yeah, and if I do have grandkids, it's they're gonna have. Put it this way: when I do have grandkids, first of all, I'm not gonna fight to be in their lives. Either it's gonna be voluntary on both parts, and me and the parents, or it's not. But if I am part of their lives, I'm excited to be able to share this knowledge with them that I've learned over these years. You know, how to be a man. You don't have to, like here, let me give an example. As they get older, I would teach them that you don't have to go out there and just be having sex, just sharing your body with anybody. You don't have to do that. Find yourself, find yourself first. once you find yourself first and it doesn't hurt anybody else, you won't allow anybody to come in your life that's not like that. What else? Don't accept people lying to you. Don't accept anybody disrespecting you. Leave them, remove them. I would teach him the only way you're going to get wealthy, you got to start your own business. And I would teach him what I've learned and what to do. Taxes are your friend, never go in debt. It would just be so different. If you get in a relationship with a woman, make sure you sit down and understand you guys are going in a relationship for the both reasons. Have a talk, just everything. Very different for me now. I was very excited about that and very sad when I had to leave the narcissist. That part bothered me. It still bothers me today that I couldn't and I knew I couldn't even call him because narcissists use the love that you have for them and for anyone, they will use that love against you. So I knew I couldn't call him because she would use that against me. So I couldn't even give her that. So I just had to depart, never call, nothing, because I knew I couldn't. Because she knew how much we loved each other. She knew that. Even that bothered her. So again, it's been an hour. Thank you everybody for joining. Much appreciated. If you catch this video later, leave a comment. If you enjoy the content, you want to know some more stuff, some more deeper stuff, reach out to me. Let me know. All right. Again, thanks, Omanike, Stephen. You guys have a wonderful evening.